Bienvenidos, aloha, welcome into TarTV. Alex Crawford, the big man, Howard Kroom with you here live from Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium. We're just minutes away from tip-off between your Newport Harbor Sailors and the Edison Chargers. It's senior night, Howard, and the girls here are on the verge of a historic season. They will finish this year with their first winning season in 20 years. Last time they had a winning season was 2004, 2005. They're also going to make the postseason. Whether or not they win tonight, they'll make the postseason for the first time in a decade. And if they do win tonight against the Edison Chargers, they run their win streak up to 8 games in a row, and they win the Wave League. What has impressed you on this run, Howard, about Coach Angel's squad and the program that she's building here on Irvine Avenue?
Well, you know, I'm a big fan of the little things, some of the intangibles, you know, and what stands out to me about Coach Angel's squad is the way that they're consistent with everything they do. They play very, very hard. They play together. And even when you look at the forwards and the post players, they're very physical. They box out. They run the floor. They get back. They just do the little things that they're not things that come overnight. They're not things that you can just tell your team to do and it happens. They're things that you have to drill and you have to consistently practice over and over. And you can tell that Coach Angels, she's building a program, not just a team for 1 year, and it's paying off this year. And obviously the Sailors are where she wants them to be.
It's senior night here. 4 seniors on this team honored before the game. Vanessa Cornejo, Fiona Lynn, Daylin Renee, and Willow Raff. But it's a junior who's been tearing it up on this 7-game win streak. Chase Dionio has been killing it. She's averaging 17 points a game on the season, but 26 points a game over her last 3 games. Now, last Tuesday, when we were here and the Sailors got that win over Los Al, she dropped 32. So she's on a tear right now, and she is a big reason why the Sailors are on this historic run.
Absolutely. She's one of the main reasons, in addition to all the things that I just listed about the team play and the togetherness. Chase Dionio is having an absolutely amazing junior season, and it's not just because she's a deadly offensive player or drop-dead shooter, which she is, but she also runs the floor better than anybody. Last game we saw, if you didn't locate Chase Dionio, as soon as the ball goes up, you're going to pay because she's running the floor looking for an outlet pass. So she's deadly, and she makes the other team pay at all different levels offensively.
This is the second time this season that these two teams have faced off. The Sailors beat the Chargers back on April 29th by 15 points, 58-43. At stake tonight for the Sailors is a Wave League title. If they win streak goes to 8 in a row, and they win the Wave League. If they lose, they're still going to make the postseason either way, but it would be a historic night here at Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium if they win. We'll take a quick breather here for the national anthem. We'll have tip-off for you when we come back on TarTV.
To introduce the starters, starting with Edison Chargers, led by head coach Mark Decker. Starting at guard, number 1, senior Noelle Duffy. Starting at guard, number 11, senior Brooklyn Chen. Starting at forward, number 24, junior Adelina Bergeron. At guard, number 31, sophomore Jillian Marr. And starting at center, number 32, senior Sarah Gray. Now put your hands together for your Newport Harbor Sailors. Led by head coach Julie Angel and assisted by Jason Hyman. Starting at guard, number 22, junior Chase Dionio.
TarTV opening lineup, starting lineups being announced here, and we got all seniors in the lineup for Newport Harbor. Vanessa Cornejo and Fiona Lynn joining Dalen Renee, Willa Raff, and Chase Dionio. So 4 seniors in the lineup for the Sailors. An awesome tribute by Coach Angel and her staff to get Fiona Lynn and Vanessa Cornejo, who are not normally starters, get them in the starting lineup tonight and show some love for the 4 years that they put into this program.
Absolutely. Well, this is a huge year, and they've been a part of building the team. Like I said earlier, it's not just a one-year process. It's an entire program that's being built. So all these seniors have been a big part of it, and they're leaving their legacy as breaking a 10-year playoff drought. That's a big deal.
Your starters for the Edison Chargers: senior number 1, Noelle Duffy. Senior number 11, point guard Brooklyn Chang. Junior center number 24, Adelina Frederick. Shooting guard sophomore number 31, Jillian Barnes. And center senior number 32, Sarah Gray. Sarah Gray stands at midcourt across from Willa Rath. We all are ready for tip-off here from Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium senior night. Wave League title on the line. It's tipped. Edison controls it. And the Chargers, point guard Noelle Duffy, will bring it up across the timeline for them. And right away, look at Chase Dionio checking Duffy right from the get-go, harassing her.
Harassing her and already trying to get back on offense.
That's Chang driving baseline, air ball, and Raff starts the block party down low early. She had 2 blocks when these teams met up last month. She's got 1 in the first 25 seconds here.
Willa Rath is a problem in the middle for everybody. She's a monster on the glass. She always gets blocks. She fills up the stat sheet every game.
Dionio breaks the press ahead to Renee. And now Lynn will track it down. Dionio will reset running point for the Sailors. Slicing in the paint. Floater off the glass. Too strong. Tips the rebound out to Renee. Back to Dionio. Rath outside Renee. Three-pointer on the way. Missed. Rath tips the rebound out of bounds. It's Edison basketball.
Good hustle by Willa Rath, and that's a good shot by Dalen Renee. She's a shooter, so when she's open, I want her to take those. I like that shot.
Duffy brings it up for the Chargers. 8-6 on the season. They're right behind the Sailors in the Wave League standings. Miscommunication there. Duffy throws it out of bounds. She was trying to get it to Jillian Barnes. Another turnover for the Chargers. Sailors basketball.
And you're right, Alex. Chase Dionio is playing tough at the top of that zone for the Sailors.
Renee bounce pass to Cornejo. Rouse saved it, but it was picked up by Sarah Gray. Here comes Edison. Lynn disrupting out of bounds. Last touched by Jillian Barnes. So that's 3 possessions for the Chargers and 3 turnovers to open up the game.
Well, both teams have been sloppy so far. The Sailors are loving the press break.
Full steam ahead, Chase Dionio, Euro step, the hoop and the harm. Count it. The spark the Sailors needed. They draw first blood, and Dionio going to the line to complete the 3-point play.
Dionio is a very physical player, went to the basket, absorbed all the contact on the right shoulder, and still powered through for the right-hand layup. That's a tough play right there, and she knew exactly what she wanted the entire time.
Number 1 and number 2, Cornejo and Lynn, the 2 seniors, check out. Emma Foltz and Sydney Jover replace them. Dionio nails the free throw. 3 the old-fashioned way for the Sailors, and that's their lead, 3-0. Just over a minute into this game.
And the Sailors continue to press as they have been the last couple of games.
Edison trying to break it. They get it down to Gray on the block. Outside driving. That's Duffy. Duffy gets it back in the corner. Sailors defense flying to the ball. Finally, a high-arcing 3-point shot. Missed. Rebound. Grabbed by Noelle Duffy.
Sometimes you're susceptible to the defensive rebound in the zone defense.
Baseline J. Rims out. Another block for Willa Rath. Jover corrals it. And here comes Chase Dionio. You got to check her. She will not be stopped. 5-0 run for Chase Dionio. 5-0 run for the Sailors to open up this game.
That's got to be in the scouting report.
How is that not in the scouting report at this point? Edison finally able to break the press. Sarah Gray puts it up with the left hand, and the Chargers are on the board 2 minutes into tonight's game.
Great job by Edison breaking the press.
Raff down to Foltz, puts it on the deck, outside to Jover. Open 3, on the way. Nothing but nylon. Sydney Jover, calm, cool, collected, draining.
If she starts hitting those early, it could be bad because she's going to keep shooting them.
Howard, we know that this game could get out of hand. The Sailors, on their 7-game win streak, average margin of victory, 25 points per game. They've only had one close game in that 7-game win streak run. Another block, my goodness.
And defensively, they're looking as sharp as could be tonight. That's 3 blocks for Willa Rath already in just the first 2.5 minutes.
Out of bounds, last touch by Rath, and Duffy will inbound for the Chargers. 5:13 to go in the first. She gets it into Chase Dionio, and she's going to push it ahead. Sydney Jover, pull up. Jay, short, tipped around, grabbed by Gray. And a timeout from Edison head coach Mark Decker. Howard, like you said, right out of the gates, Sailors defense looking as sharp as ever. Looking like, as you pointed out in the 2 previous games we've done, playing like they're down from the get-go.
Yeah, it started with Chase Dionio right from the gate. You pointed it out at the top of the zone, just pressure all over the ball, and it's continued now. The Sailors, they're not just dropping back into that 2-3 zone. They're starting with that press, but Edison has done a good job with getting the ball past that first level of Sailors defenders. They just haven't been able to convert, and there's been a lot of turnovers at the rim.
Edison coming in 8-6, 3-1 in Wave League, right behind the Sailors. Sailors will clinch league if they win tonight. The Chargers' last game 1 week ago was a 14-point win, 38-24 over Marina. Low-scoring affair there. The Edison Chargers looking to make it 2 in a row. Sailors going to do everything they can to disrupt that, and it all starts with Chase Dionio on the defensive end. Edison breaks the press, and Duffy steps into a 3-pointer. That short tipped out. Chase Dionio full steam ahead. No, she'll slow up for the Sailors.
Well, Edison wants to stop here. It's not out of hand yet, and they're hoping to keep it close.
Jover, another 3-pointer on the way. I thought she drained that one, but it just was a little bit short, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Edison.
It looked good from here. And the Sailors still full court defense like Patrick Beverly. 94 feet of defense. Makes it tough on any team.
History being made this season for the Sailors. Best team since the mid-90s. Dalen Renee, 3-point shot misses. And Duffy grabs the rebound for Edison. This is the first winning season since 2004-2005. And the first trip to the postseason in a decade. But the Sailors, regardless of whether they're making the postseason or not, they are. They want to help their seeding by closing out the season strong. Edison gets a bucket, and they slice into the Sailors' lead.
And we don't see that a lot. The Sailors just got beat getting back. Edison out-hustled them on that last possession and got an easy layup to show for it.
Fultz going to work. Finds Dionio. 3-pointer. Hand in her face. Short. Rebound Duffy. And now Edison's going to push the tempo. Up ahead to Chang. Right in front of the Sailors bench, checked by Sydney Jover.
And both teams looking to run.
Oh, another block. Emma Fultz getting involved on the block party. Rath started it. Fultz shows up and says, let me get some of that.
That's a highlight tape block right there for Emma Fultz. My goodness. You could hear that from way up here in the balcony.
Last Thursday's game against Laguna Beach, Sailors won big. Fultz had 4 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 blocks in that one. Rath tips it to Fultz, and Jover will run point for Newport Harbor. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the first period.
She's got to get the ball across the timeline.
Renee outside. Dionio looking to pass. Finds Jover. She hit 1-3 already. This one's on the way. Short. Willa Rath cleans it up. Goes high off the glass. Grabs her own rebound. Outside. Dionio. 3-pointer. Too strong. And finally, Edison grabs the board. Sailors crashing the boards. Can Edison push the tempo?
And Edison looking to run every time. The Sailors get back, but Edison has more people back. And it's just a game of hustle right now.
That was Bailey Chang scoring for the Chargers. Now Willa Rath. Tough pull-up, Jay.
Good hit by Willa Rath. She was fouled on the last possession, and they didn't call it.
Oh, Emma Fultz steals the inbound, grabs her own miss, and puts it up and in. Emma Fultz doing work.
Emma Fultz creates problems when she's at the tip of this press. She creates issues in the middle.
Chargers break the press. Up top to Chang, checked by Jover. 2:30 to go in the first. Outside three-point shot on the way. Fultz, nice close out there. Here comes Dionio. Up ahead to Jover. Fultz has it. They work it back outside. Dionio, open three. Misses it. And now Edison cleans up the mess. A few uncharacteristic mistakes by the Sailors in the first, but the Chargers haven't quite been able to capitalize.
Well, Edison has to be happy right now that it's a 6-point game. The Sailors have gotten a lot of shots that they like, just haven't been able to convert thus far.
Final 2 minutes of the first. Chargers basketball down by 6. Outside three-pointer on the way by Chang. Nothing but nylon.
And Edison hanging around, doing more than enough to keep it a close game.
Well, now it's a one-possession game for the Chargers, and Dionio pushes it up ahead to Renee. The future OCC Pirate drives in the lane, gets tied up. Jump ball, possession, Edison. So Chargers head coach Mark Decker has to be stoked on how this game is starting for his Lady Chargers.
I like the decision by Daylin Renee. She took 2 threes, didn't like the way they felt, so she put the ball on the ground. Just couldn't get around the Edison defense. They've been smothering just like the Sailors have been.
Oh, Coatsworth comes in, steals the inbound, and passes it to Dionio, who lays it in with ease.
Left-handed layup off the wrong foot. Dionio crafty. I like that.
90 seconds to go, and that's a travel. Taylor Backman in the game for the first time for the Chargers. She walks. Also, before I could even let you know that she checked into the game, the junior 6-foot forward Emma Coatsworth is in. Already has 1 steal in her limited minutes in this game. Coatsworth up ahead to Willa Raff. Ooh, Jover put a little too much gas on that pass for Fultz, a turnover.
We saw this lineup last week. It's the three post players. Trade Daylin Renee for Coatsworth. Brings a long lineup in the game for the Sailors.
Coatsworth, Fultz, and Raff, and right there, Fultz disrupting with the length. Looking like Tom Brady. Overthrew Jover by just about a yard, and that's a turnover. So, kind of a sloppy game by Sailors standards, Howard. We know how much firepower the Sailors team has, but they do look like they're coming out of the gates here a little sloppy compared to what we've seen.
Definitely, and Edison hits a big 3 and feels like they changed the whole feeling of it from being a blowout to a close game.
60 seconds to go. Dionio! What a steal by Chase Dionio. And Emma Fultz walking the tightrope on the sideline. They're going to say she stepped out of bounds. That was Patrick Beverly-esque by Dionio. She does play like Mr. 94 feet.
Well, remember we saw that play from her last week, falling out of bounds, behind the back to somebody. I think it was Willa Rath, or maybe it was Emma Fultz who finished it. Just doing everything.
Well, Dionio's been putting on a show. I know she hired her own cameraman to come out here and make herself a highlight reel. So shout out to Beach City Hoops cameraman. We talked to him before the game. He said, yeah, one of these Newport girls hired me to come out and film. I said, who? He said, Chase Dionio. I was like, of course.
Well, when you're putting up 30 pieces every night, you can't miss that film.
Oh, nice inside move. Sarah Gray, old school back to the basket hooping.
Good left-handed jump hook by Sarah Gray.
30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Sailors basketball. Fultz outside to Rath in the corner. Give and go. Back to Rath from Dionio. Tough shot. Bounces out. Rebound Edison. They're going to control for the final possession of the first quarter. One possession game. That's Duffy with it outside for the Chargers.
If Edison converts on this possession, the Sailors are going to feel like there's no way the game should be this close.
7 to go. Duffy going to work. Driving high. Blocked by Rath. Swatted. Oh! My goodness. Emma Fultz just stole Duffy's soul on that swat.
Well, that was after Willa Rath got it the first time. 2 blocks on 1 play.
1.4 seconds to go. Quick inbound. Sarah Gray puts it up. Jump hook is good.
I'm guessing Sarah Gray's left-handed because the touch she has around the basket with that left-handed jump hook is something to see.
Someone's been watching Lou Alcindor highlights. That is old school. Edison cuts it to 1. 14-13 headed into the second quarter. We'll have second quarter action for you when we come back. You're watching Newport Harbor Girls Hoops. Wave League title is at stake on TarTV. Welcome back into TarTV. Head coach Mark Decker's squad feeling good. The Edison Chargers, that is, after that first quarter. They cut the Sailors' lead to 1 heading into the second. Howard, what did you see out of the Sailors there in that first quarter that you liked or disliked?
Well, too sloppy on offense and just missed some shots that they would usually make. That happens. You're not going to make everything. Look for them to clean it up in the second quarter, and some of those shots are going to start falling.
Inside pass picked off. Noel Duffy going to push it forward. Checked by Jover. She got a hand on it. High off the glass. Misses. Coatsworth, tough board for the Sailors. She threads the needle to Rath. Now here's Dionio. Pull up J. I like the shot selection. Jillian Barnes grabs the board for Edison. And Bailey Chang will bring it up for the Chargers.
Sailors just aren't getting what they want. Usually the transition game is more open, but Edison, a running team, just like Newport Harbor.
Sarah Gray, nice find to Duffy. Willa Rath going to get whistled for a foul. But, oh my gosh, the block party that Willa Rath is throwing down low. I want to get invited to that.
That should have been block number 5 for Willa Rath. I imagine Edison's going to start working in some pump fakes into their arsenal because they keep going up right into these trees for Newport Harbor, and it's not working out in their favor.
Well, those are soul-snatching blocks from Willa Rath and Emma Fultz. Not only are they swatting the ball, the players usually ending up on their back, wondering, why did I even choose to play the game of basketball?
And then they got Coatsworth in there cleaning up everything else on the glass.
Noelle Duffy ties it with her first free throw, and the Chargers have their first lead of the evening as she nails a pair. We know the firepower of the Sailors can blow this game open at any point, but right now they're down by 1. Dionio has it for Newport, up top to the junior point guard, Sydney Jover.
And I don't want to see the Sailors get timid on offense just because they've missed a couple shots.
Give and go, quick shot by Coatsworth. Drives it home. Sailors now retake the lead, 16-15.
That was a great cut and a great find. I didn't see who threw the pass, but good soft hands and way to finish by Coatsworth.
Jillian Barnes breaks the press. No, Willa Rath comes in. Flying to the ball, jump ball. Before Jillian Angel could call a timeout, it's a jump ball. This time it is possession. Edison. So Edison will retain possession. There are 5 on the floor for Newport Harbor. Dalen Renee, Chase Dionio, Willa Rath, Sydney Jover, and Emma Coatsworth. They inbound it to Chang in the corner. She drives in the paint. Floater, too strong. Coatsworth, another tough board for her. Willa Rath moves it up to Renee. Here come the Sailors 90 seconds into the second quarter.
They've had trouble with the 2-3 zone from Edison. Got to find a way to get some people in the middle of the zone defense.
Hand off to Renee. Nice find inside. Willa Rath gets it to Dionio. An uncharacteristic miss and then a frustration foul from Chase Dionio.
See, that's 2 possessions in a row. When you get to the middle of the zone, you put pressure on them, you can find open cutters, good things happen. Chase Dionio has made that layup a million times. I don't expect her to miss too many more.
Sailors looking to run their win streak to 8 games in a row. During this win streak, an average of 25 points has been the margin of victory for the Sailors. And over the last 3 games, Dionio 26 points per game.
They got to start pump faking in there.
Oh, my goodness. Another SWAT team down low. Oh, poked away. Jillian Barnes poked it away from Renee. Here comes Edison. 6 minutes to go until halftime. Chargers looking to retake the lead. They just took it on a pair of free throws from Chang. Inside, off the glass, and good. Sarah Gray in the paint doing work for the Chargers.
Sarah Gray's got a good offensive game. Sailors just got to stay on them. Don't give them any space to be comfortable.
Top of the key, Dionio three-pointer rattles home. Chase Dionio, good to see one go in. Sailors back up 2.
Well, that might take the lid off the basket for Dionio.
Oh, Jalen Renee flying to the ball, intercepting it like a defensive back. She hits the deck, putting in work. On senior night, Jalen Renee forces the turnover. Jump ball possession Sailors. Renee will continue her hooping career at Orange Coast College next season for the Pirates.
Looks like we got some OCC coaches in the house tonight, too.
Chargers picked that one off. That's Brooklyn Chang, running point for them. Checked by Jover, bounce pass inside. Gray goes up with the left hand, misses this time. Rebound, pinballing around. Gray's on the floor with it. And another jump ball. 3 jump balls in a row. Possession, Chargers.
Gray is tough on the inside. She's a good offensive player, tenacious, gets after the ball. The Sailors have been feeling her presence tonight.
Gray, pull-up, jump shot, high arcing shot, bounces high and bounces home.
And
Sarah Gray is Tim Duncan-esque in the paint, Howard.
And I asked if she was left-handed earlier. She's not. She's a righty, just has good touch with either hand.
Ooh, Jover putting on some moves. Now finds Dionio at the free throw line. Back out to Jover. Shoots the triple. Boom! Sydney Jover.
All the threes Jover shot today look good.
There's Jover again. Finds Dionio down low. Too strong off the glass. And she got tangled up with her teammate Kate Bland, but a foul will be called. Bland checking into the game for the first time for the Sailors. She joins Willa Rath, Emma Foltz, Chase Dionio, and Sydney Jover on the floor, and it was Bland who drew the foul, so she will shoot a pair at the free throw line.
Kate Bland is very consistent. Every time she gets in, plays good minutes, shoots free throws well, even though she just missed one. Good defender. Always finds a way to get in the stat sheet.
Kate Bland, the 5'10 junior, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists on Thursday's win. And Rath tips that rebound to Foltz. It rolls out of bounds. Last touched by Sarah Gray. So the Sailors get another possession. They're so good at that, Howard. Coach Angel's team earning those extra possessions per game, scrapping for loose balls, boxing out as Foltz looks to inbound, and she's got to get it in. And Rath puts it on the deck from the baseline.
And that's because they're long, they're big, and their players who aren't as big play hard.
Willa Rath in the post. Foltz tries to crash the boards. And another extra Sailors possession forthcoming as they tie up Adelina Frederick. And the jump ball possession arrow favors the Sailors again. I can't, that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but how many extra possessions do the Sailors earn? I can't tell you, but there's been 3 or 4 already this quarter.
Those are just examples of people hitting the floor.
Pull up Jay, Bland rolls off. Here come the Chargers up ahead. Chang driving from the right side, little Euro off the glass and puts it home.
I don't even think she had an angle for the glass.
Ooh.
Somehow she just kissed it off.
That was nasty. Inside, Bland has it poked away. Chang cleans it up. And some shoving after between Foltz and Duffy. That's Duffy running point for the Sailors. Edison hanging in there, just down 1. Second half of the second quarter, 3:38 to go. They get it to Gray at the elbow. Outside corner, pump fake, stepping into it and way too strong. Foltz is going to fight for that rebound. Oh my goodness. I would not want to catch an elbow from Emma Foltz. They're going to get Gray for the foul.
And coach is mad for Edison. That I think he's saying Foltz is being too physical in there, but hey coach, this is basketball. She's not throwing elbows, she's clearing out. She's entitled to some of that space in there too. I like the way she was making space for herself.
Oh, yeah, the space maker, the space lord. Emma Foltz barely gets it into her junior teammate, Jover. Future is so bright for this Sailors team. Foltz a junior, Jover a junior, Dionio junior. And that's Foltz with it. Cross-court pass. Dionio, triple, too strong. Coatsworth fighting for the rebound. It ends up in the hands of Jillian Barnes. And now Duffy will reset for the Chargers.
It just feels like there's no way it should be a 1-point game, but credit to Edison staying in it.
Outside 3 on the way, too strong, air ball, and Foltz mishandled it out of bounds. I love the intensity with which Emma Foltz plays with Howard. Just there, you saw her mishandle that, and it looked like she wanted to kick that ball into the wall. She didn't. Doesn't want to get teed up, but I love her intensity.
Absolutely, but also has a short memory and gets on to the next play right away.
That's Bailey Chang with it. Passes it to Duffy in the corner. 3-pointer. Too far. Outside. And this is the other Chang sister, Brooklyn Chang. She'll trigger a triple. Misses. And that's Coatsworth to inbound for the Sailors.
And that's too many second chance opportunities by Edison. Sailors got to find a way to crash the boards on the defensive end a little bit harder. I know they're known for running and the guards like to get out into the passing lanes, but you got to secure the defensive rebound before you can run.
Coatsworth tries to get it ahead to Foltz. She does. Now here comes Dionio driving in the lane. Tons of contact. No call. Rebound. Bailey Chang. She brings it up the timeline, across the timeline for the Chargers, guarded by Jover. And she passes it right to Chase Dionio. Beautiful find ahead. Jover Ooh, too strong.
And the Sailors have just blown a couple of layups tonight that I'm surprised they're missing. And it's the difference in them pulling away and it being a 1-point game.
That's Brooklyn Chang driving in, missing off the front of the cup. Rebound, Coatsworth. Overhand pass. Here's Dionio. Oh, trying to thread the needle. Couldn't quite get it to go.
And Dionio she didn't want to be too selfish on that one, but a player of her caliber, when the offense is struggling, I say, I'm not the coach here, but I want her to shoot that open three.
1 minute, 55 seconds to go until halftime. Emma Fultz inbounds it to Chase Dionio. She's joined on the floor by Willow Raft, who has the ball at the elbow. Now gets it to Fultz down low. Inside, outside. Dionio, jumper, rattles home. Chase Dionio from the baseline, putting in work. Sailors back up 3.
Yeah, as good as she shoots it.
Fultz, quick steal. Dionio, right place, right time. Oh, she missed it. So uncharacteristic, these missed layups, not just by Dionio, but by a few of the Sailors tonight.
It feels contagious, though, doesn't it? It's like when stuff is sloppy and one person's missing layups, it's like everybody's missing layups.
Well, the Sailors have been mostly cruising during their 7-game win streak. Only one close game. On Thursday, May 6th, they beat Huntington Beach in overtime by 2, 67-65. First known win against the powerful Oilers program in Newport Beach program history. Other than that, though, they've been cruising. And you got to expect some games when you're running a win streak, 7, 8, 9 games. Some games, they'll be closer than you expect, closer than you want. And when you find the way and the will to win those games, that's the sign of a playoff caliber, postseason caliber, championship caliber team.
Well, can you right the ship? If it's not going your way, can you figure out things to do? Like there, can you secure a defensive rebound?
Second chance points or second chance opportunities. Oh, and Emma Fultz going to get called for a shove. Sailors did weather the storm. Multiple second chances for Edison.
And Emma Fultz feels like she was being held on the box out.
That's Moxie Freshwater, the sophomore forward, getting tied up with Fultz, and they're going to say Fultz shoved her. She did, but Fultz felt like she was tied up on the arm.
Fultz is saying, I can show you the scratch mark. I didn't do this to myself now.
Well, that's why I said I like the shove. You got 5 fouls. Use all 5 of them, Emma Fultz. Brooklyn Chang outside, puts it on the deck. Finds her sister for an open 3. Fultz fighting for the rebound. Ooh. Out of bounds. And they're going to get Fultz on the shove there.
She shoved her out of bounds. That was definitely a foul by Fultz.
Well, I said you got 5, use them all, and she used one there. Brooklyn Chang wasn't going to save that. She goes airborne, and Fultz says, how about you eat a little hardwood on your way down?
That's a play that a player like Fultz, it's just going to happen. She's running with all that momentum to the ball. She can't help herself. She's going to be physical.
Brooklyn Chang bounce pass to Gray. It's disrupted now. Raft checks Duffy. Dionio comes over to help. Ball's on the ground. Raft tied up with Freshwater. Another jump ball. Possession arrow pointing in the Edison Chargers direction.
And you see Edison not wanting to go away. I don't think they have as many offensive weapons as the Sailors do, but their will and their tenacity is keeping them alive right now.
Duffy's inbounds pass off target. Jover chases it down and bounces it off of Bailey Chang for a turnover. Love the hustle, the grit, the tenacity, the focus of Sydney Jover to stay with that and force the turnover. Fultz inbounds it to Jover in the corner, and Jover has to go airborne to save it. She can't, out of bounds, another turnover, an uncharacteristic. I say uncharacteristic because of the discipline with which Coach Angel's squad typically plays, but it has been uncharacteristically sloppy tonight for the Sailors.
Well, if you take the turnovers and I'm going to add the missed layups to that because those are basically turnovers. We're probably in the double digits at this point.
Adelina Frederick stops her dribble, gets it up ahead to Chang. Chang in the paint, kicks it out to her sister. Three-pointer on the way. Misses. Freshwater grabs the rebound on the baseline. Now Frederick, jump shot, rebound tip to Rath. Jover leaking out on the pass from Dionio, puts it up and puts it in.
Edison is still getting 2 and 3 looks at the basket every time down court.
Frederick down low to Chang. Goes up, floater won't go. 7 seconds remaining. Fultz grabs another tough rebound. Dancing with the elbows, pushes ahead to Rath. 2 seconds. Dionio, pull up, too strong. The buzzer sounds. We're headed to halftime. Edison a team of roaches. You can't kill them. They won't go away. They keep coming back, but the Sailors get a little breathing room at the end of the second. 26-21. We head to halftime. Newport leads. We'll have second half action for you when we come back. You're watching Newport Harbor Girls Hoops on TarTV. Welcome back in to TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Groom with you here live from Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium. It is a 5-point lead for the Sailors. We head to the third quarter. Uncharacteristically sloppy play from Newport in the first quarter. They've still got a 5-point lead, but I think, Howard, if you're looking at Edison and head coach Mark Decker's squad, they got to be happy with the way they played in the first half.
Definitely happy with only being down 5 points at halftime. They're still looking to run. The Edison Chargers are. And Newport Harbor has just been out of their stuff all night. Hasn't been able to get comfortable.
Tough rebound, Sarah Gray. Outside, Brooklyn Chang nails it.
And haven't been able to secure a defensive rebound, and Brooklyn Chang makes them pay.
Dionio has it for the Sailors. Cross-court pass to Renee. Back to Dionio. Open for three. Steps into it. Misses. Rebound. Corralled. Tipped over to Fultz. She's fouled. Going up with it. She'll go to the line. Shooting to Emma Fultz. 4 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, 4 blocks. The last game last week against Laguna. She is a 68% free throw shooter on the season for Newport.
Well, she's active. Found a way to get to the free throw line. We saw her at the end of the third quarter, involved in every play down the stretch.
Fultz with her characteristic pump fake on the free throw.
Not going to get Willow Rath on senior night. It just hasn't been going the Sailors' way so far. It kind of feels like when it rains, it pours. Hopefully Fultz can get a free throw to drop, see something go through the hoop, maybe get the offense going a little bit.
Still a one-possession game. Less than a minute into the second half. Edison. Brooklyn Chang puts it on the deck for them. Tries to find Duffy down low. Fultz picks it off. Jover leaks out and lays it up. Easy money, Sydney Jover. Sailors back up 5, 1 minute into the second half. Dalen Renee disrupting Edison basketball.
And those layups by Jover, those are the points that the Sailors rely on. The defense leads to offense. The transition buckets have been big this year.
Jover and Dionio especially scoring so many transition buckets for the Sailors. On this win streak, Brooklyn Chang dribbles, steps into a three, and Renee fighting for the rebound, ends up on the ground. Another jump ball possession arrow in favor of Edison. I don't want to say that we're setting a record for jump balls in this game, but there have been a lot in the first half.
It kind of just goes to the sloppy play and intense play on both teams. Both squads diving for loose balls, reaching in, trying to get steals, playing tough defense, and as a result, a ton of jump balls.
Inbound goes to Brooklyn Chang. Now they bounce it down to Gray on the block. Willa Rath either blocked her or got her on the arm. It doesn't matter. Jover goes up. Scoop. There it is. Sydney Jover. 4 points for her in the second half. Sailors up 7 now. Chargers can't break the press. Oh, Rath hits the deck. Dionio tracks it down. Tough layup for her. The shooter's touch. Chase Dionio.
And now the layups that were not falling in the first half suddenly starting to fall, and we find ourselves with a 9-point game.
That's that Sailors transition game that we talked about just seconds ago, Howard. All of a sudden, you're up by 2 or 3. Now you're up by 9. Edison blinks. Mark Decker's squad blinks. And the Sailors have gone on, a 6-0 run. 2 layups by Jover, 1 by Dionio, and that's what Coach Angel's team will do. They want to run, and when they get going, it's full steam ahead. You can't stop a boulder rolling down a mountain.
More defense leading to offense. Willa Rath thinks she might have gotten away with a foul on this end. Whether it was a foul or a block, it doesn't matter. She knows her teammates are leaking out, and the onslaught is beginning from Newport Harbor.
What I loved about that play, too, is Rath hits the deck, tips it to Jover. She gets the pass off at the last second. Everything happened, just at the last moment there, and that was the hustle of the Sailors on display. As Dionio, can she pick off the inbounds pass? Yes, outside. Renee, three-pointer on the way. Hits the left side of the rim, and now Dionio fighting again for the rebound.
And Coach Decker knows this is the point in the game where it might get away from his team.
Oh, Dalen Renee steals it, gets it to Dionio, and another jump ball is called. It'll be Sailors' possession. And Dalen Renee started that one, sacrificing her body on senior night, diving into the hardwood of Yardley Court.
Well, Renee's been making her presence felt. Hasn't filled up the score sheet as much as she would like to, but has done everything else for her team and has made some good decisions.
Oh, Jover. A little crossover action going between the legs. Sydney Jover gets around a Willa Raff screen, drives in the paint, and has her pocket picked by Sarah Gray. Here comes Noelle Duffy outside. Chang drives in. Gray misses in the paint, and they're going to get Dalen Renee whistled for a foul on Adelina Frederick, fighting for that rebound, the junior Frederick. Not sure if they'll call it a shooting foul. No, they won't, so Duffy will inbound for the Chargers. 5:31 remaining here in the third quarter.
And Coach Angel thought it was a shooting foul just like we did, trying to get some coaching in.
Pull up Jay from Chang. Ooh, rattles in and out. Looked good. Willa Raff fighting off a trio of defenders on the board. Sailors pushing the pace. Jover, handoff. Dionio on the baseline. Inside, Fultz to Raff. Can't quite get it there. Pinballing around in the corner. Dionio, three-pointer on the way. Oh, missed that. Raff cleans it. Pull up Jay. Willa Raff short. Tipped around and finally grabbed by Brooklyn Chang.
That was the possession they could really break the game open, so I know Edison is happy with that defensive stand.
Duffy, bounce pass on the block, up and under. Sarah Gray can't get it to go. Grabs her own rebound, and another jump ball. Dalen Renee ties her up. Possession, Edison. But you're right, Howard, all these jump balls in this game, it's towing the line of sloppy and scrappy. And that one right there, that was scrappy, that was hustle, being rewarded by Dalen Renee, who checks out for the Sailors, replaced by Emma Coatsworth.
We see Renee and Coatsworth make the trade. Now we got the big lineup in.
Bailey Chang fires off a three-point shot, misses. Rebound grabbed by her teammate Frederick outside to Duffy. Now Brooklyn Chang to Bailey Chang. The Chang sisters, three-pointer on the way. And Bailey nails that one. The sophomore puts points on the board for Edison. They cut into the Sailors' lead.
Well, the Sailors had a chance to extend the lead to 11 or 9 on the last few possessions, but here we are, right back to a 6-point game.
Jover finds Dionio. Down low to Coatsworth. Up off the glass. The bank is open on the baseline for Emma Coatsworth. 4:10 to go. And Chang brings it up for Edison. Down to Frederick. On the block. Pull up off the glass. Rebound. Willa Raff feeds it ahead. Dionio leaking out. No look pass. Sydney Jover. Oh, she missed it. I wanted that one for Dionio's highlight reel, and she fouls Noelle Duffy.
I love the footwork down here by Frederick for Edison. She couldn't complete it, but a great move and great attempt.
Noelle Duffy will inbound on the far baseline for the Chargers. And the 6-footer Emma Coatsworth going to defend the inbound. Now she'll back off, so they push it up ahead to Gray. Break the press with Frederick. And she's going to pull up for a three-pointer. Too strong. Coatsworth tied up with Gray, and another jump ball. This time it is the Sailors' possession.
Good job by Gray, hustling in there and tying it up, earning her team another possession for next time.
Timeout, Coach Angel and the Sailors. 3:48 to go in the third. Newport, every time they start to pull away, Edison fights back, keeps it close. It's been a single-digit lead for the Sailors for most of the game. Howard looking, one half and halfway through the third quarter. What do the Sailors need to do to close out this game strong? They got just over 3 minutes left here, and then the fourth quarter. How can they put their foot on the gas and not let it up against the Chargers?
Well, they started to do it a little bit already in this third quarter. Hard-nosed defense and finish your layups. You know your team's going to be out running, looking for a transition bucket. You just got to slow down and finish the play. And as soon as the Sailors started doing that, the lead extended from 2 points all the way up to 9 points.
Quick timeout. Fultz inbounds to Renee. Back to Fultz. Now Dionio will put it on the deck. Bring it up across half court for Newport Harbor on senior night. A Wave League title awaits if the Sailors win. Ooh, tough drive and a foul. Renee going to go to the line for the Sailors. The senior, 60% free throw shooter on the season. One of the 4 seniors on Coach Angel's squad. We saw all 4 of them get the start tonight. Vanessa Cornejo and Fiona Lynn inserted into the starting lineup, joining our usual starters, Dalen Renee and Willa Raff. Nothing but nylon for Renee on the first one.
Looking forward to seeing Dalen Renee playing next year at the next level. That'll be fun to keep an eye on her career as she progresses.
Second free throw by Renee. Misses to the right. Rebound tipped out and grabbed by Sarah Gray. They'll get Willa Rath on the foul. Another Sailors player, senior Willa Rath. She's not going to keep playing next season. She decided she doesn't want to keep hooping. But we did see some of the coaches last home game last week from Cypress College here to talk to her after the game.
Didn't they say in the announcements for Senior Day that Willa Rath was going to Boise State?
She is.
To be a student?
Yes, she's going to Boise State to be a student.
She's going to be a problem on the rec courts, the intramural fields, the intramural courts. Ooh, that's a travel.
That is for Adeline Frederick. Jumps up and comes back down with the ball in her hand. So turnover for the Chargers.
Imagine freshman year at Boise State, you go to the rec courts just for some light shoot around, want to get your legs moving. You see Willa Rath come up. You don't know if she's an athlete or not. She's out there banging bodies, getting blocks, and pickup.
I think Willa Rath has 5 blocks in this game. Coatsworth, jump shot from the elbow. Fultz cleaning the glass, and she's fouled on her second put-back attempt. Emma Fultz with the Windex, the glass cleaner, earns herself a trip to the free throw line. Looking to put the Sailors up by double digits. 3 minutes remaining here in the third period.
Well, we thought this was a game where the Sailors had an opportunity to possibly push it into double digits, extend their lead.
It gets so quiet in here on the free throws. I turned your mic up there a little bit.
Thank you. I saw Coach Decker walking this way. I didn't want to
disrespect.
I didn't want to jump in. It looked like he had some strategy on his mind, so I didn't want to throw him off with my commentary.
Fultz sinks a pair. Sailors up 11. Going back to Willa Rath, though, Howard, she's going to go to Boise State, be a student, but we saw the Cypress College coaches here last week talking to her, maybe trying to get a little bit of convincing in or some persuasion. Please come hoop for us.
Well, when
we
you got
use a big body like yours.
Yeah, you got that kind of size combined with athleticism.
As Renee puts that one home for the Sailors, timeout.
Multiple sport athlete. If you're a coach, you feel like I can use her. She can bring some good minutes to my program, so I get why the Cypress coaches were out here.
Kate Bland checked in for the Sailors, immediately disrupted the inbounds. A steal, a layup by Renee, and Newport now up 13, 40-27. And we talked about, as you were saying, this was a game that we thought the Sailors could go up big, and Edison's hung around, scrappy, fighting, haven't gone away. And all of a sudden now the Sailors starting to get some of that momentum to close out the third and head into the fourth, full steam ahead for Coach Angel's squad.
Yeah, it was 8-2 early on. The Sailors had a lead, and then at one point in the first quarter, the Sailors found themselves down. So to see Newport Harbor go up 40-27, this is a little bit more of what I expected, and we see them come out in the full court press trying to extend this lead right now.
Kate Bland, Dalen Renee, Chase Dionio, Emma Fultz, and Willa Rath. The 5 Lady Sailors on the floor right now. Chargers break the press. Top of the key, Bailey Chang now in the corner. Her sister, Brooklyn. Reset to Bailey. And Dalen Renee is going to check her. Dionio comes in on the double team. They'll get her for a reach-in. She thought she got all ball. And Sydney Jover set to check back in for Newport Harbor. 2:38 remaining in the third quarter.
And Coach Angels had a little more of a tighter rotation tonight. Haven't seen as many minutes go around.
Brooklyn Chang, floater from the baseline, short. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Kate Bland touched it last for Newport. It's going to be Edison possession, 2:32 to go. Sailors building their lead in this third period.
Yeah, a lot of talented juniors and underclassmen on this team, though.
In the corner, Duffy dribbles it up. Chase Dionio jumps the pass. Full steam ahead. Can she put it in? It's a bit short. She grabs her own rebound and puts it back up and over the Edison defender, Chase Dionio. A problem in the Wave League.
I thought she might have gotten fouled on the first layup. She definitely got fouled on the second.
Oh, here comes Sydney Jover. She wants a piece. Ahead. Dionio up, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws, but that's it, Howard. That is what the Sailors do right there. You start sleeping for 1 second, you wake up, and you're down almost 20.
I love the way Dionio attacks contact, even with her right shoulder as a right-handed player. She goes into it. She accelerates into the contact, gets into the chest of the shot blocker, and gets to the free throw line every time.
She missed that one. Chase Dionio, the 5'8 junior, a 50% free throw shooter on the season, coming off a big game last Thursday against Laguna Beach. 27 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, 1 block, 3 steals, shooting just under 60% from the field last week. That is an amazing game for Dionio.
I think in the fourth quarter she had at least 12 or 14 points alone on steals and layups, just hustle plays.
Renee tips that one in. Willa Raff scoops it up for the Sailors. Back to Renee. Back to Raff. Sailors bring it up across the timeline. Now Jover will put it on the deck for them. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Sailors have built themselves a lead here in the third. Bland at the elbow has it stripped, and Duffy pushes it up ahead to Chang. Draws contact from Renee. It won't go. Tough rebound, Kate Bland. She's tied up, and she throws an elbow, I think, right into Bailey Chang's ear.
She threw a serious elbow, totally by accident, just trying to get a little bit of space. Absolutely incidental contact, but Coach Mark Decker is not happy.
Coach Mark Decker, if you can't hear at home, is yelling she got elbowed in the face repeatedly. He's screaming at the officials, and I mean, he's not wrong. Bailey Chang did get elbowed in the face, and she's shaken up after that one. She took a hard elbow from Kate Bland.
Yeah. Coach got to get a technical for this. This is crazy.
Oh, Coach is out on the court. I'm shocked he's not getting teed up.
I mean, he's being demonstrative, pointing at the referees. I appreciate Coach's enthusiasm and fight for his coaches, but come on, ref.
No, I mean,
you got to get control of this.
So the refs.
I'm shocked that he got away with all that screaming. You know, he just stopped the game for a minute.
And Newport Harbor trainer over here talking to Bailey Chang. Kate Bland, the distributor of the elbow, gets it now, pushes it ahead. That's Sydney Drover with it.
And Kate Bland just doing her job, playing with energy.
Raff drives baseline, tough pull-up, Jay. Oh, Willa Raff doing work on the baseline. Here comes Edison. All of a sudden, they're down almost 20. Sailors blowing this thing open in the third. Jover jumps the lane, goes hard to the cup, and lays it home with the right hand. Sydney Jover. Sailors are up 20 now. 65 seconds to go. And they'll get either Jover or Bland for a foul, but just like that, Howard, talking about a game where in the second, Sailors go down by one, and they blow it wide open here in the third, looking like the Golden State Warriors.
I think it was like 14-15 or 18-19 early on. Now 27-47. Sailors in full control of this thing.
Final minute of the third quarter. Dalen Renee comes in and ties up Sarah Gray, forcing a jump ball.
Sometimes I feel like I'm a coach, or I'm always wanting to be. Even when we're off air, I'm always giving you life speeches.
Oh, pull up, Jay. Tough shot. Rebound, Emma Fultz. And she gets it ahead to Jover. Dalen Renee leaks out and lays it up with a right hand. The future OCC Pirate. Now Kate Bland comes in, gets a steal, crashes the board. And they're going to call Kate Bland on an over-the-back push on the rebound.
I'm always preaching all the stuff that the kids, they need to, keep their head up, don't get down. Now I'm feeling the same way about Coach. I know he's fired up, but I want to tell him, come on, Coach, we got to get back in this game. We can't yell at the refs.
His team down 22. And Kate Bland disrupting once again. Kate Bland, the junior. Like you said, Howard, Kate Bland, always solid minutes off the bench.
Very active, always making her presence felt. Hands in the passing lane. There she is again.
Tips that one. Edison barely gets it up across the timeline. Frederick drives, lost it, tracked down in the corner. Now Chang puts it on the deck, pulls up, tough three-pointer on the way. Rebound, Emma Fultz. She had to fight for that one. Jover all alone in the paint. Pump fake off the glass, won't go, rattles out. Here comes Edison. Duffy will bring it up for them. 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. In the corner, Chang got to get the shot off. 2 seconds to go. Misses it. Short. Horn sounds, and we're headed to the fourth. A big third quarter for the Sailors. They go up 22. Foot on the gas. No brakes. And the foot firmly on the throat of the Edison Chargers. We'll have the fourth quarter for you when we come back. 49-27. Sailors lead. They can close this thing out. They can clinch the the Wave League for the first time since I was in high school here. You're watching Newport Harbor Girls Hoops on TarTV. Welcome back into TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom with you here from Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium. 8 minutes on the clock and a Wave League title on the line. Sailors win. They clinch league for the first time since 2005, my freshman year at Newport Harbor. That's how old I am, and that's how long it's been since the Sailors won a league title. Dalen Renee getting to work, opening up the quarter. Sailors up big. Here comes Edison. Chang. Checked by Dionio, gets around it, outside, Duffy, three-pointer, too strong. Rebound, out of bounds, Newport basketball.
Well, the shots that weren't falling in the first half for the Sailors have all started to drop. The only thing that really hasn't started to fall yet are the three-pointers, but all the layups, all the transition buckets are opened up for the Sailors, and now we're seeing what we expected early on.
Dalen Renee, future OCC Pirate, has it on the deck for Newport. Handoff to Willa Rath, two seniors putting in work on senior night. But the future's so bright for the Sailors. Dionio, Jover, Coatsworth, Fultz, Bland. And that's Dionio with it up top to Coatsworth. 7 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock. Coatsworth got to do something. Dalen Renee, tough three-pointer. Missed everything. Rebound or a shot clock violation. Howard, I am shocked Mark Decker, the Edison head coach, has not gotten teed up in this game.
Well, your suggestion off air was see what he can do to get thrown out of the game, and
hey, we appreciate all the Edison faithful tuning in, but the way the Sailors are playing in this game, in this quarter, in this season, I think it's highly unlikely that we see an Edison comeback. And if I'm coach, you know what? Maybe start the trip to HB home a little bit early and let the refs know how you feel.
Send a message to your players and let them know that you got to have passion to play this game, huh?
Yeah, you know what I say. You got 5 fouls, use them all. You got 2 Ts. If you're down 20, why not use them? Dionio outside three-pointer. Oh, too strong. Rebound. Coatsworth up with it. Short. Tipped around. Can Coatsworth corral it? Yes. Tough shot, and she draws the foul. Emma Coatsworth in the weight room. Flexing on him. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Coatsworth always does a lot to give her team extra possessions. A glass cleaner for sure.
Well, we talked about senior night, obviously. Vanessa Cornejo, Fiona Lynn getting the start here tonight, joining Dalen Renee and Willa Rath. But when you look at the future of Coach Angel's squad, Emma Coatsworth at the free throw line right now, but junior Chase Dionio, 26 points per game over her last 3. A junior. Jover, a junior. Emma Fultz is a junior. Ellie Robinson, who hasn't played yet tonight, but she's a freshman. Kate Bland is a junior. I can't wait to see what this team does next year. I know they've still got the CIF D4A playoffs ahead of them, but next year the future is very bright for Newport Harbor.
Well, next year they come in.
And Reese Rasmussen checks into the game for the Sailors and quickly closes out a little too hard on that three-point attempt, so Brooklyn Chang will go to the line to shoot 3 for Edison.
Yeah, next year these returners, they're going to come back as reigning and defending Surf League champions, as well as come back with some playoff experience under their belt, hopefully multiple games. So it'll be a much improved squad. Well, I shouldn't say much improved. We're going to miss these seniors, huge seniors. But there's a lot of talent coming back, and these seniors have done a great job laying the foundation for the years to come.
Well, and right after I got finished saying we haven't seen her yet tonight, the freshman, Ellie Robinson, checks into the game for the first time for the Sailors. Number 5, getting the call-up from JV earlier this year, earning those varsity minutes.
She's going to play big minutes next year.
And you're 5 on the floor for the Sailors. Oh, quickly, Chang almost picked that off. It bounced on the baseline, so it is still Sailors' possession, but it's Coatsworth to inbound. Dionio and Jover in front of her, and they're joined by Reese Rasmussen, who gets the ball there, and Ellie Robinson. Rasmussen tries to get it to Jover. It's intercepted by the Chargers, and now going hard to the cup and laying it in is Adelina Frederick. 19-point lead for Newport. We got 6 minutes remaining in this game. Coatsworth trying to get the inbound to Dionio. She throws it way down court to Rasmussen. Now the bounce pass picked off again. I don't think Reese Rasmussen is used to playing that position and having to get the ball up to the court.
Well, she's getting thrown in, hopefully, and she's getting thrown in the middle of an intense game. Just got to get her legs under her, kind of get a rhythm, get a feel for it. And Coach Decker, I think he heard your advice, Alex. He started getting fired up, got his team fired up, so she comes in right in the middle of an intense press by the Chargers.
It's a quick little 4-0 or 5-0 Chargers run. 17-point lead for the Sailors, but a timeout from head coach Mark Decker. Coach Angel going to talk it over with her team. Howard, 6 minutes left in this game. League title on the line. First time in, 25 years. If you're Coach Angel, what are you telling these girls right now? At the end of this game, you're in control. It's a little scrappy. It's a little physical. What do you tell your team?
Don't panic. Just relax. Let's do what we do. Let our defense lead to offense. When you catch the ball on the press break, survey the landscape. Take your time. No need to panic. No need to hurry. We're in full control. And as we see right here in front of us, Coach Decker, now he's got on his Zen voice, trying to give some good advice to his team. Just say, hey, we're making a little comeback. Let's keep doing what we're doing.
After the timeout, Sailors' lead is 17. They won by 15 back on April 29th against Edison. In that game, Chase Dionio, of course, 25 points. She led the Sailors. Willa Raff had a good game that day as well, 8 and 13 to go along with 4 blocks for the senior center.
I haven't done a ton of talking about Brooklyn Chang, but I've been impressed with her entire game. She's a tough player, good offensive player, good point guard, good shooter. She's a senior, but she's been good for the Edison Chargers tonight.
Jover penetrates, pull up, short. Rebound, Edison, and they misfire on the pass to Chang. She was leaking out. Chase Dionio-esque on the fast break, and they can't find her, so it's a turnover. Sailors going to get another shot, another second chance opportunity for Newport.
Well, she's the MVP of the Chargers, offense and defense. Everything starts with her.
Jover finds Dionio down low, too strong off the backboard. Rebound, Frederick. And Dionio disrupts that. Ball pinballs around. Sloppy play. And finally, Sarah Gray has it for Edison. Now Duffy will run point for the Chargers. Frederick dribbles outside. Chang, pull up. That's going to miss everything. And it's saved at the last second into Sarah Gray. Outside to Duffy. Thought about a three-pointer. Drives baseline. And Robinson fighting for the rebound. Bumped hard. Sarah Gray ends up on the ground with it, and finally, after all that, it's a jump ball possession, Edison. So, Howard, give credit where credit is due. Head coach Mark Decker's squad down 17, but they're still fighting for their lives in this game.
Passionate team, playing with energy. Both, we've seen since minute one, both teams are going to run offensively. That's just their identity, so that keeps the intensity up naturally.
Inbound goes to Chang, guarded by Dionio. That's Frederick outside. Three-pointer on the way from Chang. Off the backboard. Tough rebound. Sarah Gray gets whapped on the face, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
She's got a good offensive game. If she had any more size on her, she would be really, really tough, looking to go to the next level. I mean, good touch. Both hands, left hand, right hand, jump hook. We've seen her hit a little jumper here and there. Good player.
I mean, I compared her to a young Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the first half.
Well, we know
That's how good she was playing for a second.
I was going to say, we know how you get sometimes with hyperbole, but no, but you're right. The jump hook, I mean, she looked really solid.
Gray missed the first, and second one is off the back of the rim. No good. Coatsworth. They're going to call a travel on Emma Coatsworth. Okay, I mean,
wow.
Sure. I mean, I saw Coatsworth jump out of the gym for that rebound, but
she was up there in Kareem territory.
That one's intercepted by Fultz. Up ahead, Dionio leaking out. She's got Jover with her. Jover gets it the last second. Outside, Bland. Pull up Jay off the left side of the cup. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Fultz. Emma Fultz is a monster down low.
Nothing easy.
Nothing easy with Emma Fultz.
Nothing easy with Emma Fultz. If she's around, you're going to feel her. She's going to put her body into you one way or another.
Whether you're guarding her or she's guarding you, get the ice bath ready post-game if Emma Fultz is your assignment.
Tough player, does a lot for the Sailors.
And another junior that we're already excited about for next season. I hate to get ahead of ourselves because, Howard, the Sailors with 2 games left on their schedule, here at home tonight, and then on the road at Marina on Wednesday to close out the regular season here in the 1-1. First one by Duffy's up and good. The Sailors will end up most likely with the 1 or 2 seed in the CIF Southern Section D4A playoffs, meaning they might get buyed. They might get bye games all the way into the quarterfinals. They might open up in the quarterfinals here at home.
Well, and if that's the case, We expect the Tar Pit to be live in full effect, going crazy, supporting these young women on the march to CIF.
It absolutely better be. Best team since the mid-'90s. I was talking to the timekeeper, Coach Noel Kay, my old cross-country and track coach before the game. He said this is the best Sailors girls team since 1995, in his opinion. Jover tries to get it to Foltz down low. Back out to Dionio. Puts it on the deck. Chase Dionio met at the cup by Sarah Gray, who grabs a tough board. And bounce pass out to Duffy. Here come the Chargers. Final half of the fourth quarter. Driving in the paint floater. Swatted by Coatsworth. Coatsworth said, "Get out of my house." Here comes Sydney Jover. Baseball pass from Dionio. Ricochets out. Rebound. Chargers. And a foul against Emma Coatsworth.
Well, I'm glad to see the Sailors break it open. 15-point game right now, and it hasn't come on the back of a 30-point performance by Chase Dionio, which we know she's capable of. We know we can rely on, but you can't always rely on a huge game like that. So glad to see the defensive intensity step up and it be a well-rounded offensive performance tonight.
Well, absolutely. I think it's good to have games like this when you're in the middle of a winning streak, because Sailors coming in tonight 7 in a row, likely to run it to 8. Then you play Marina, who you've already beat on Wednesday. So let's say the Sailors go into the postseason on a 9-game win streak. You're going to want some of those wins to be scrappy wins, hard-fought wins. And they've had one of those so far on this win streak. It was 2 weeks ago against Huntington. They went to overtime, and Dalen Renee sunk a pair of free throws to win the game. But other than that, they've been cruising. So to have a game that requires a little bit more of a scrapper and not a huge Chase Dionio performance, that's good to build character for this team headed into the postseason.
Yeah, because you're going to run into a team or two that's going to have a defensive stopper, or they send the entire team at Chase Dionio trying to shut her down. But with a team like Newport Harbor, there's so many offensive weapons, it makes it tough. And a game like this proves that.
Willa Rath checks back into the game for the Sailors, replacing Kate Bland. Always great minutes from the 5'10 junior. Rath joins a crop of younger players on the floor. Juniors, Jover, Dionio, Foltz, and Coatsworth. Your other four joining Willa Rath on the floor for the Sailors. First free throw on the way from Cynthia Din, too strong. And she will shoot another. Her team down 15, 3:42 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Second one missed, tipped out of bounds by Emma Coatsworth. Edison will retain possession. And if the Chargers want to spark some kind of comeback or make Coach Angel nervous, they got to hit a big bucket right now. Din has it in the corner.
It's going to take a Chang 3 to get that started.
Well, Chang works it outside, and in the game for the first time there is Juju Akers. Now back to Sarah Gray. Outside, Din driving, bounce pass, Gray, pull up, too strong, rebound. Emma Foltz, and you saw immediately Frederick respecting the potential elbow from Emma Foltz.
And Emma Foltz getting a little bit tied up with Chang in the backcourt, off ball. More speaks to her energy and what kind of effort she brings to the Sailors.
Dionio gives it to Foltz, tries to run the give and go, and Dionio's not where Foltz thought she'd be. Here comes Chang, poking in, now pulling out, bounce pass, disrupted by Coatsworth. She scoops it up off the turf and gets it over to Foltz, up ahead, Dionio. Sailors now patient. Clock is their friend, up 15, final 3 minutes of the game. Dionio penetrating, outside to Jover. Jover pulls up. Oh, in and out. She almost drained it. Rebound Sarah Gray, tied up with Foltz. And it's a jump ball.
And Cynthia Din for Edison, playing tough defense on Dionio. That's the kind of energy that you like, no matter what the score is, no matter how many seconds are left. If I'm on the court, you're going to feel me. That's the kind of defense I like.
Foltz to inbound. Gets it to Dalen Renee, who just checked back in the game. Replacing Coatsworth, pull-up J from Rath. Foltz fighting for the rebound. Din corrals it. It's intercepted by Renee on the baseline. Rath inside. Renee high off the glass. Some contact, no whistle, but a bucket for Dalen Renee.
We see the seniors headed back to the score table, getting ready to check in for Newport Harbor.
Gray ahead to Frederick, up under the basket, over Rath. And another tough rebound by Fultz. Emma Fultz. Nothing easy for her. Nothing easy going against her.
Oh, yeah, she makes you earn it. You get your money's worth every time.
And you get your money's worth watching Emma Fultz grab rebounds. They'll whistle the Edison defender for a foul.
Well, Coach Decker
doesn't agree with the foul call.
And still telling the referees he doesn't like the elbows from Newport Harbor. They've given him a lot of latitude today.
I'll tell you what, these officials tonight are certainly aware of the way Edison head coach Mark Decker feels about them. There's no doubt about that.
But I appreciate them not calling any technicals in Newport Harbor on Emma Fultz or Kate Bland, because they're not throwing any illegal elbows or anything. They're just getting the ball, trying to make space, and they've got defenders hanging all over them. What are you supposed to do but rip the ball away?
Senior guard Fiona Lynn, who got the start tonight on senior night, checks back into the game for the Sailors. Vanessa Cornejo awaits, ready to come in herself. And now she'll replace Emma Fultz, who sinks a pair. Sailors up 19, 1 minute, 59 seconds remaining. We're getting some more minutes for some seniors on senior night. Number 1, Vanessa Cornejo. Number 2, Fiona Lynn. They join Dionio, Rath, and Renee on the floor for the Sailors. So 4 seniors will close out this game for Newport Harbor. Chang gets around Cornejo, throws up a shot. Rath grabs that with ease and pushes it ahead to Dionio. Chase Dionio, quiet night by her standards, but still making her presence felt on both ends of the floor.
I bet her quiet night, she probably still has 16 points.
Ooh, Fiona Lynn, hesitation, and she's fouled.
Good strong move by Fiona Lynn. Pump fake, got to her spot, and now she's at the free throw line. Good for her.
That's money coming right in off the bench, the senior, averaging just under 1 point a game this season. Going to the charity stripe. She has not missed. Well, shoot, no, I might jinx her, but she has not missed a free throw this season. And she nails the first.
I was about to say, you're setting up for the broadcasters, Jinx. A classic case right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Fiona Lynn sinks the first, has the Sailors up by a 20-piece.
To the Lynn family, if that's not in, blame Alex Crawford, the play-by-play guy.
I'm sorry
for putting that in the air.
I'm sorry, Fiona. She misses her first free throw of the season. But she has the Sailors up 20. Final minute, 15 seconds. Pull-up Jay. Chang rattles over to Din, who tries to drive baseline around Dalen Renee. Hits the deck. Renee whistled for a foul. And I noticed, I think Howard, all the Sailors players are wearing special ribbons and bows in their hair tonight. I don't think they've all worn matching. Is that a ribbon or a bow? I'm not sure, but I don't think they've worn those every game this season. Maybe I'm just noticing it for the first time. But
no, you're right. Maybe it's a special senior night deal.
I think it is. I assume it is. It looks good.
On that last play, we saw some good sportsmanship out of Dalen Renee. If you watch her, she's a player that looks like she's always having fun, looks like she's somebody that you would like to have as your teammate. Always smiling, never gets down, always gives a good effort. Like seeing people like that play.
Din sinks a pair for the Chargers. That's Chase Dionio dribbling for the Sailors across half court. Dionio knifing in the lane, trying to bounce it down to Lynn. Gets it back. Willow Rath, baseline jumper, money. Cash money. Willow Rath puts it home. Final minute of the game. Sailors back up by 20 points. Chang drives, kicks it in the corner. Juju Akers. Stolen by Renee. Oh, tries to get it up ahead to Dionio. Too strong.
These Sailors often just throw the ball ahead because they're so used to having somebody out running the lanes.
It's usually Chase Dionio or Jover. Now Akers, three-point shot in. Juju Akers puts it home for Edison, and the Sailors will bring it up for the final possession of the game. 20 seconds to go. Willow Rath. Let's see if they try to get a bucket maybe for Lynn or Cornejo here. That's Fiona Lynn driving baseline, drawing contact, gets her own rebound. No, it's grabbed.
I was about to say, you don't got to draw up a play for Lynn. She's going to go to the basket.
Chang heaves one, and the horn sounds. That does it. Make that 8 in a row for Newport Harbor, the best Sailors team since the mid-90s. are your Wave League champions. First league championship since 2005. The historic season, the historic run for Coach Jillian Angel's squad continues. One regular season game remaining Wednesday at Marina, and then the postseason awaits for Newport Harbor and Howard. I cannot wait to see what this team, these 4 seniors, and this crop of talented juniors can do in the CIF Southern Section D4A playoffs. I can't wait to see it. Look at them celebrating there. They just won league. This is a team that hasn't made the postseason, that hasn't had a winning record in over a decade. That's amazing.
Well, this is something to be proud of. These girls are going to hang their hats on this forever. Honestly, a high school league championship, not a lot of players get to do that. It's a big deal. As you said, it's not a team that has come in since these girls have been here and won league or been to the playoffs or anything like that. So for them to come and have this kind of an accomplishment, it's something for them to be proud of. They worked hard for it. Credit to Coach Angel and her staff. It's a big deal. And on the girls' side, it's the Wave League.
It's the Wave League?
Wave League, not the Surf League. It's the Wave League.
I swear by the end of this whole academic year, we'll have it figured out, because boys are in surf, girls are in wave. But then it can change every year, depending on how you finish.
Well, it's a big deal. Either way it goes for these girls and Coach Angel and her staff. I'm really excited for them. I know they're going to celebrate tonight and be happy, but they still have a game to come and get better, run their stuff, get one more game in preparation for the playoffs on Wednesday. So looking forward to that, and can't wait until the playoffs start. Hopefully we get to host the game.
8 wins in a row for the Sailors. They move to 13-2 on the season, 5-0 in Wave League champions for the first time since 2004-2005. That's also the last time they had a winning record. They've only got 2 losses this season, so culture changers in Coach Jillian Angel, her staff, these girls, these 4 seniors, a culture-changing season for this program. And I hope, Howard, this isn't our last girls basketball broadcast this year. We should be hosting some games in the postseason here at Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium.
And they're not going to be stopping there. Coach Angel, these Sailors, they don't just want to have one game and say, oh, I'm excited we get to host a home playoff game. The way they've been playing, almost every game has been double digits. They start to pull away at the end when they get in a groove. So the Sailors are looking to play a home playoff game and then keep it rolling all the way to the CIF championship.
Absolutely cruising, 20-point-plus margin of victory in this 8-game win streak. They have 1 regular season game left Wednesday on the road, and then the CIF Southern Section D4A playoffs await. The Sailors win tonight by 17 over Edison, 58-41. They are your 2021 girls basketball Wave League champions. So congrats to Coach Angel and her squad. Can't wait to see them back here in the postseason. Howard, I hope we get to call a game here. It will be popping.
I think we will, and I'm hoping we get to call multiple games. I can't wait.
Let's go.
Shout out to these seniors and their families, and go Sailors.
Go Sailors. Thank you for my broadcast partner, Howard Kroom, for John Hoist, Trixie, and the whole TarTV crew, for our principal, Sean Bolton, and our athletic director, Jerry Murray. This is Alex Crawford saying from Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium to Davidson Field, from the pool deck to the bell tower, you've been watching Newport Harbor girls basketball on TarTV. Go Sailors.